What if I told you that one of the biggest reasons your blood sugar stays high has nothing to do with eating too much sugar? Most people are told to cut back on sweets, exercise more, lose weight. And while those habits matter, there's another piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked. Your body depends on dozens of vitamins and minerals every single day to keep thousands of biological processes running smoothly. Some help your muscles contract, some support your immune system, others help your brain function, and a few play important roles in how your body produces, stores, and uses glucose. Now here's where things get interesting. If you're low in certain nutrients, your body's normal metabolic processes may not work as efficiently as they should. That doesn't mean a vitamin deficiency causes diabetes. And it certainly doesn't mean a supplement can replace healthy eating, exercise, or medication prescribed by your healthcare provider. But it does raise an important question. Could missing nutrients be making it harder for your body to maintain healthy blood sugar? Welcome back to Health Education Hub. I'm Dr. Vivian Hart. Today, we're exploring 3 nutrients that researchers have studied extensively because of their relationship with blood sugar regulation and metabolic health. We'll look at what the science says. We'll separate facts from myths. And most importantly, we'll discuss practical ways to support your health without falling for miracle claims. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but your blood sugar numbers just won't budge? Comment "me too" below if that sounds familiar, because what I'm about to share might be the missing piece you've been searching for. Let's begin with something many people don't realize. Your body is incredibly complex. Every second, trillions of cells are working together. They communicate through hormones, chemical signals, enzymes, and nutrients. Think of your metabolism as a giant orchestra. Every instrument has a role. If one section is missing, the music doesn't stop, but it may not sound the way it should. The same thing happens inside your body. Blood sugar regulation isn't controlled by one organ, or one hormone, or one vitamin. It's a team effort involving your pancreas, liver, muscles, fat tissue, digestive system, nervous system, and even your sleep patterns. That's why improving metabolic health usually requires looking at the whole picture rather than searching for a single magic solution. Let's quickly understand how blood sugar normally works. Every time you eat carbohydrates, your digestive system breaks them down into glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas senses that increase and releases insulin. Insulin acts like a messenger. It tells your cells to absorb glucose and use it for energy or store it for later. When this system works well, blood sugar rises after a meal and gradually returns to a healthy range. But over time, things can change. Your cells may become less responsive to insulin. This is called insulin resistance. To compensate, your pancreas produces more insulin. For years, your body may keep up with the demand. Then, eventually, blood sugar begins staying elevated for longer periods. This process doesn't happen overnight. It's influenced by genetics, physical activity, body weight, sleep quality, stress, food choices, and nutritional status. Notice something? There isn't one cause, which means there usually isn't one solution. That's exactly why today's topic matters. The first nutrient on our list is vitamin D. Most people know vitamin D for one reason: bone health. But scientists have discovered that vitamin D receptors exist throughout the body. They're found in muscles, immune cells, the pancreas, and other tissues involved in metabolism. Researchers have spent years studying whether low vitamin D levels are linked to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Many observational studies have found that people with lower vitamin D levels are more likely to have problems with blood sugar regulation. Does that prove vitamin D deficiency causes diabetes? No. Association does not equal causation. People with obesity, lower physical activity, or limited sun exposure are also more likely to have lower vitamin D levels. Still, maintaining healthy vitamin D levels remains important for many aspects of health. Unfortunately, deficiency is surprisingly common. Modern lifestyles have changed dramatically. Many people spend most of the day indoors. They drive instead of walking. They work in offices. They use sunscreen whenever they're outside. These habits reduce the amount of vitamin D your skin naturally produces from sunlight. Age also plays a role. As we grow older, our skin becomes less efficient at making vitamin D. Some digestive disorders can reduce absorption as well. Here's something else worth knowing. Vitamin D deficiency often develops silently. Many people don't notice obvious symptoms. Others experience fatigue, muscle weakness, bone discomfort, or low mood. But these symptoms are non-specific. They can result from many different conditions. That's why healthcare professionals usually rely on blood testing instead of symptoms alone. Now let's talk about food. Vitamin D isn't naturally abundant in many foods. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, trout, and mackerel are among the richest natural sources. Egg yolks provide smaller amounts. Many dairy products and plant-based milk alternatives are fortified with vitamin D. Some breakfast cereals are fortified too. For certain individuals, dietary intake and sunlight may not be enough. In those situations, a healthcare professional may recommend supplementation based on blood test results and individual needs. Notice something important. The goal isn't to take the largest possible dose. More isn't always better. Vitamin D is fat-soluble. That means excess amounts can build up in the body. Balance is always more important than extremes. Here's another myth worth clearing up. Some people believe taking a vitamin D supplement automatically improves blood sugar. Current research doesn't support that conclusion for everyone. If someone is deficient, correcting that deficiency may support overall health. But supplements are not a shortcut around healthy eating, regular movement, quality sleep, and medical care. Good metabolic health is built through consistent habits working together. Not one capsule, not one superfood, not one miracle ingredient. Think of vitamin D as one piece of a much larger puzzle. A missing puzzle piece matters. But adding one piece doesn't complete the entire picture. And that's exactly why the second nutrient we're about to discuss may surprise you even more. Unlike vitamin D, it's involved in hundreds of chemical reactions inside your body every single day. Without enough of it, many systems simply can't perform at their best. And yet, millions of people don't get enough from their daily diet. Let's take a closer look. The second nutrient is magnesium. It doesn't receive nearly as much attention as vitamin D, yet it may be one of the most important minerals in the human body. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions. Every heartbeat, every muscle movement, every nerve signal, every molecule of energy your cells produce depends in part on magnesium. And that's only the beginning. Scientists have also discovered that magnesium plays an important role in the way the body responds to insulin. Remember insulin? The hormone that helps move glucose from your bloodstream into your cells. For insulin to do its job efficiently, a complex chain of reactions has to occur inside the cell. Magnesium helps support many of those reactions. When magnesium intake is consistently low, those processes may not function as efficiently as they should. Over the past 2 decades, researchers have repeatedly observed an interesting pattern. People who consume more magnesium-rich foods tend to have a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared with those whose diets contain very little magnesium. That doesn't prove magnesium alone prevents diabetes. Nutrition is never that simple. People who eat magnesium-rich foods also tend to eat more vegetables, more legumes, more nuts, more whole grains, and fewer ultra-processed foods. Those healthy habits work together. Still, magnesium remains an important part of the picture. The challenge is that many people don't consume enough of it. Think about the modern diet. Breakfast might be a sugary cereal, lunch could be fast food, dinner may come from a delivery app. Convenient? Yes. Rich in magnesium? Usually not. Many heavily processed foods lose much of their natural mineral content during processing. Even when manufacturers add vitamins back in, they often can't replace the full nutritional complexity of whole foods. Your body recognizes the difference. So where can you find magnesium naturally? Some of the best sources include pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews, peanuts, spinach, Swiss chard, black beans, lentils, edamame, oats, brown rice, avocados, dark chocolate with a high cocoa content. Notice another pattern? These foods don't just provide magnesium. They're also rich in fiber, healthy fats, plant protein, and beneficial compounds that support overall metabolic health. Nature rarely delivers nutrients one at a time. Whole foods come as complete packages. That's one reason nutrition experts usually encourage people to improve their eating patterns before reaching for supplements. Food offers benefits that a single pill simply can't replicate. Another interesting fact is that stress may influence magnesium levels. During periods of prolonged stress, the body may use and lose more magnesium. Poor sleep, heavy alcohol intake, certain digestive disorders, and some medications may also affect magnesium balance. Again, this doesn't mean everyone needs a supplement. It means it's worth paying attention to your overall diet and discussing concerns with a qualified healthcare professional if needed. Now, let's move to the third nutrient. This one is especially important for people with type 2 diabetes who take metformin. It's vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is essential for healthy nerves, red blood cell production, DNA synthesis, and normal brain function. Unlike many vitamins, B12 is found naturally almost exclusively in animal-based foods. Foods such as fish, eggs, milk, yogurt, cheese, chicken, and lean meat. People following strict vegan diets often need fortified foods or supplements to meet their needs. Here's why B12 deserves attention in a video about blood sugar. Research has shown that long-term use of metformin, one of the most commonly prescribed medications for type 2 diabetes, can reduce the body's absorption of vitamin B12 in some people. Not everyone develops a deficiency, but the possibility is well recognized. That's why some healthcare providers periodically monitor B12 levels in people taking metformin for many years. Why does this matter? Because vitamin B12 deficiency can develop slowly. Symptoms may include fatigue, weakness, difficulty concentrating, balance problems, or tingling and numbness in the hands and feet. Those nerve-related symptoms can sometimes resemble diabetic nerve damage. Without proper evaluation, it may be difficult to know the cause. The good news is that B12 deficiency can often be identified through appropriate testing. If a deficiency is confirmed, a healthcare professional can recommend the most suitable treatment. Sometimes that means dietary changes, sometimes oral supplements, sometimes injections. The approach depends on the underlying cause. Here's the important message. Never assume you need large doses of supplements simply because you've seen them recommended online. Personalized advice is always more valuable than internet trends. If you're on metformin, have you ever had your B12 levels checked? Comment B12 below if you've been tested. Now let's step back for a moment. We've discussed vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin B12. Did you notice something they all have in common? None of them works like a diabetes medication. None instantly lowers blood sugar. None replaces healthy habits. Instead, each supports normal biological functions that contribute to overall metabolic health. That's a very different message from many social media posts. Online, you'll often see headlines promising that one vitamin can reverse diabetes or melt away blood sugar. Those claims are usually oversimplified. Your metabolism is far more complex than that. Think of your body like a championship sports team. If one key player is injured, the team may struggle. Helping that player recover improves performance, but it doesn't guarantee a championship. Success still depends on coaching, training, teamwork, practice, nutrition, recovery, and consistency. Your metabolism works in a similar way. Healthy blood sugar depends on many systems working together: nutrition, sleep, movement, stress management, body composition, genetics, and regular medical care all play important roles. No single vitamin can replace the combined effect of those factors, but correcting a genuine deficiency may help your body function closer to its normal potential. That distinction is incredibly important, because understanding the difference protects you from misleading health claims while helping you make informed decisions based on evidence rather than hype. So if supplements aren't magic, what habits actually make the biggest difference for supporting healthy blood sugar over the long term? That's exactly what we'll explore next. Before we talk about supplements any further, let's answer a question that almost everyone asks. If these nutrients are important, should you simply buy them today? The answer isn't always. And that's where many people get confused. The supplement industry is worth billions of dollars. Every year, new products promise to boost metabolism, lower blood sugar, burn fat, or improve insulin sensitivity. The marketing is impressive. The testimonials are convincing, but your body doesn't respond to advertisements. It responds to biology. That's why the first step should never be asking, which supplement is best? Instead, ask a better question. Why might I be deficient in the first place? Because unless you understand the reason, you're only treating the symptom, not the cause. For example, imagine someone spends almost every day indoors. They rarely see sunlight. Their diet lacks oily fish and fortified foods. If blood testing confirms low vitamin D, then correcting that deficiency makes sense under the guidance of a healthcare professional. Now imagine someone whose diet consists mostly of fast food, sugary drinks, refined grains, and packaged snacks. That person may be missing much more than one nutrient. Taking a single supplement while keeping the same eating habits is unlikely to solve the bigger problem. Your body needs an environment that supports health, not just one extra pill. The good news is that creating that environment often starts with surprisingly simple habits. Let's begin with food. When people hear blood sugar, they usually think only about sugar. But blood sugar regulation is influenced by the overall quality of your meals. Meals rich in vegetables, legumes, lean protein, healthy fats, whole grains, nuts, and seeds tend to provide fiber and nutrients that support normal metabolic function. Fiber deserves special attention. Unlike refined carbohydrates, fiber slows digestion. That means glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually. Instead of sharp spikes followed by rapid crashes, your body experiences a steadier release of energy. This doesn't mean you need to fear carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are an important source of energy. The difference is choosing carbohydrates that come packaged with fiber and nutrients rather than large amounts of added sugar. Think about the difference between eating an apple and drinking apple juice. Both come from apples. But one contains fiber that slows absorption. The other delivers sugar much more quickly. Your body notices that difference. Protein also plays an important role. Including adequate protein at meals can help support fullness and reduce the urge to snack constantly. Good sources include fish, chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lentils, tofu, and other minimally processed protein-rich foods. Healthy fats matter too. Foods like avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish provide nutrients that support overall health and help create satisfying meals. Notice a pattern? The foods richest in vitamins and minerals are often the same foods recommended for long-term metabolic health. That's not a coincidence. Nature tends to package nutrients together. Now let's talk about movement. Many people believe they need intense workouts to improve their health. The reality is much more encouraging. Even moderate physical activity can make a meaningful difference. When your muscles contract during walking, cycling, swimming, or strength training, they use glucose for energy. This helps your body regulate blood sugar more effectively. One habit that has gained attention in recent years is taking a short walk after meals. It doesn't have to be long. Even 10 to 15 minutes of comfortable walking can become part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Another powerful factor is sleep. Sleep isn't simply rest, it's active recovery. During sleep, your body repairs tissues, balances hormones, supports memory, and regulates many aspects of metabolism. Poor sleep has been associated with increased hunger, reduced insulin sensitivity, and changes in appetite-regulating hormones. If you consistently sleep too little, your body may have a harder time maintaining normal metabolic function. Stress deserves attention as well. When you're under pressure, your body releases hormones that help prepare you for challenges. That's a normal and healthy response. The problem comes when stress becomes chronic and there's never enough time to recover. Simple practices such as regular physical activity, mindfulness, spending time outdoors, connecting with friends, or setting aside time to relax may support overall well-being. No single strategy works for everyone. The goal is finding healthy habits that fit your life. Now let's return to supplements. There are situations where supplements are genuinely helpful. If testing confirms a deficiency, if your healthcare provider recommends one, or if your dietary pattern makes it difficult to obtain enough of a particular nutrient, supplementation may be appropriate. But quality matters. Dosage matters. Medical history matters. That's why self-diagnosing based on internet videos can sometimes do more harm than good. More isn't always better. Some vitamins dissolve in water, and excess amounts are usually excreted. Others, such as vitamin D, are fat-soluble and can accumulate if taken in excessive amounts over time. The safest approach is an informed one. Test when appropriate, treat confirmed deficiencies, focus on long-term habits rather than quick fixes. There's another misconception worth discussing. People often assume that feeling tired automatically means they're low in vitamins. Fatigue can have many causes: poor sleep, stress, anemia, thyroid disorders, depression, medication side effects, or countless other health conditions. That's why it's important not to jump to conclusions. Good healthcare is about asking questions, gathering evidence, and making decisions based on reliable information, not assumptions. At this point, you may be wondering, if vitamins aren't magic, why do so many people feel better after improving their nutrition? The answer is simple. When your body receives the nutrients it needs, many normal processes can function more efficiently. Energy production, muscle function, immune support, nerve health, bone health, and metabolism all depend on adequate nutrition. You're not giving your body superpowers, you're simply giving it the tools it was designed to use, and sometimes that's exactly what it has been missing all along. In the final part, we'll bring everything together, discuss practical steps you can start using today, clear up a few final myths, and leave you with one powerful message that could change the way you think about blood sugar forever. As we reach the end of this discussion, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. If there's one message I hope you remember, it's this: your metabolism isn't controlled by one food, one vitamin, one supplement, or one decision. It's shaped by thousands of small choices that add up over weeks, months, and years. That's actually good news, because it means you don't have to change everything overnight. You simply need to become a little more consistent. Let's quickly recap what we've learned. Vitamin D supports many functions throughout the body, including tissues involved in metabolism. Magnesium plays an important role in hundreds of biochemical reactions and supports normal insulin signaling. Vitamin B12 is essential for healthy nerves, red blood cell production, and brain function, and people taking certain medications, such as long-term metformin, may want to discuss B12 monitoring with their healthcare provider. These nutrients matter, but they're part of a much larger picture. Think of your health like building a house. Vitamins are important building materials. Without enough bricks, wood, or cement, the structure becomes weaker. But building materials alone don't create a strong house. You also need a solid foundation, a good design, skilled construction, and regular maintenance. Your body works the same way. Healthy blood sugar depends on nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, maintaining a healthy body weight, avoiding smoking, limiting excessive alcohol, and following medical advice when needed. None of these habits works in isolation. They support one another. That's why lasting improvements usually come from combining several healthy behaviors instead of chasing a single miracle solution. Let's talk about a practical plan you can start today. Not next month, not next year. Today. First, take a closer look at your plate. Ask yourself a simple question. How many colorful, minimally processed foods am I eating each day? Adding more vegetables, beans, nuts, seeds, whole grains, fruits, and lean proteins is often a more effective long-term strategy than searching for the newest supplement. Second, don't underestimate the power of movement. You don't have to become an athlete. Walking, cycling, gardening, strength training, dancing, anything that gets your body moving consistently can support overall metabolic health. Choose activities you actually enjoy. You're much more likely to continue doing them. Third, protect your sleep. Aim for a consistent bedtime whenever possible. Create a relaxing evening routine. Limit bright screens before bed. Remember, sleep is one of the body's most powerful recovery tools. Fourth, pay attention to stress. Life will never be completely stress-free. But finding healthy ways to manage stress can support both your physical and mental well-being. Sometimes that means exercise. Sometimes it's spending time with family, reading a book, meditating, praying, being in nature, or simply taking a few quiet minutes for yourself. Find what works for you. Finally, don't guess when it comes to deficiencies. If you think you may be low in a particular vitamin or mineral, speak with a qualified healthcare professional. They can help determine whether testing is appropriate and recommend the right approach based on your individual health needs. That's far more reliable than relying on social media trends or marketing claims. Speaking of marketing, let's end by clearing up one final myth. If a product promises to normalize blood sugar overnight, reverse diabetes naturally, or replace your medication completely, be cautious. Real health rarely happens overnight. Your body doesn't change because of one dramatic moment. It changes because of what you repeatedly do. Small decisions. Repeated consistently. That's where lasting progress comes from. The most powerful health strategy isn't finding the perfect supplement. It's creating daily habits your body can rely on. A balanced diet, regular movement, restful sleep, stress management, routine medical care, and correcting genuine nutrient deficiencies when they're identified. Those may not sound as exciting as miracle cures, but they're supported by decades of scientific research, and they give your body the best opportunity to function the way it was designed to. Before we finish, I'd like you to think about one question. If your body could speak to you today, what would it ask for? More sleep? Better food? Less stress? More movement? Or simply a little more care? Sometimes the answers are simpler than we expect, and they begin with paying attention to the signals our bodies have been sending us all along. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to know your thoughts. Have you ever been diagnosed with a vitamin deficiency? Were you surprised by what you learned? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could help someone else. And if you're watching this and realize you've been neglecting your nutrition or sleep, today is a great day to make one small change. Not a perfect change, just one small step in the right direction. Because consistency beats intensity every single time. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Health Education Hub by Dr. Vivian Hart. Here, we turn complex health science into simple, practical knowledge you can actually use. Every week, we explore topics like blood sugar, metabolism, heart health, sleep, brain health, nutrition, healthy aging, and the latest evidence-based wellness research. Our goal isn't to sell quick fixes. It's to help you better understand your body so you can make informed health decisions with confidence. If that's the kind of content you enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. We're working toward 100,000 subscribers because every subscriber tells YouTube this information belongs in front of more people. And if you know someone who's concerned about high blood sugar or trying to improve their metabolic health, share this video with them. One conversation, one new habit, one better choice. Sometimes that's where a healthier future begins. Thank you so much for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.